It all started in 1989 for me, and this woman appeared on Tooth Troubles December 2nd, 1999, Channel 4 in London, and talked about her headache pattern, how horrible it was, and I'll show it to you in a minute. This is the first patient I ever opened extraction spaces on, and she had constant pain pattern going on. Constant. And when we opened her spaces up, her lateral incisors, that went away. I happened to run into this woman, at Bed Bath & Beyond in Rutland, Vermont, about 3 years ago. So she looks at me, she gives me a hug, thanks me again, and says, "People aren't still taking out teeth, are they?" I said, "I don't think too much has changed." But she owes her lack of pain to the fact that I was able to do this. And this was the first one, and I experimented on her. Because of her, a zillion other people have been able to get out of pain, because it's taught me that I can reopen the spaces, and I have people coming from literally everywhere for that. But let's go to the real world and go to see a woman who in Eldora, Iowa, at age 6, used to bang her head on the wall so her headaches would go away. And you might suspect, and John Mew knows darn well, that her teeth are together with a little more pressure, more than 4 to 8 hours a day, according to Prophet and White. Maybe, oh maybe, so she's had headaches forever. And so I do something as simple as open up a space right here, and suddenly the headaches that she's had since age 6 go away. And then I space her out like that. And her headaches will go away, and she thinks I'm a nice guy. How about this person who's had traditional orthodontics done with a bicuspid removed on the one side? And those of you who know cranial osteopathy know a whole bunch of stuff going on for her, and you can see one ear out and the other ear isn't out, and all that good stuff. And look that's a nicely treated case, and my profession says it is, so don't you tell me otherwise. And when I opened up the space, the migraine pattern which she had for years is gone completely. How about this woman who flies to see me for treatment? She's had an orthotic, still didn't get out of pain. She's had veneers done, and she's not happy. But the treatment looks good, the occlusion looks good, and my profession says, what are you worried about? That was treated according to the standards of care. Oh, excuse me, she has sleep apnea, minor problem. So when we open her spaces, the symptoms subside. Or this woman grew up on a farm in Missouri. Never really had any functional complaints at all. No pain, and honestly, I palpated all her muscles, her joints, everything was happy. I opened her spaces up, and about the time we finished the treatment, she says, "By the way, there it is, you can read it. I used to get sinus infections, and now I don't. They just offer this stuff to you." I didn't ask her. And Jeff Hinnan's smart enough to figure out why. I'm not. But you know what? I'm happy. I get to take credit for what happens. Or this woman who flies to see me from an adjacent state, treated by someone who also is in this room right now, a dental hygienist. Look at her teeth. They fit very nicely, don't they? That's the subject. That's the result of 4 bicuspid extraction, yes. It's a result of orthognathic surgery to get to that point, not with me, but she certainly had it, and she's not happy. And when I open the spaces up, she is happy. She says, in all sincerity, "You're not just straightening teeth here, you're saving lives." 20 years ago, I used to go to bed and dream that someone would someday open these spaces up for me. My headaches are 99% gone. And while she was taking care of a cousin who had stage 4 ovarian cancer and died, and she took care of her estate, and her husband had a heart attack, during the treatment, during my tsunami of stress, I quit bruxing my teeth. Oh, I know there's no relationship between tongue space and that, is there? And so when Max Ibrahimian comes in here and does that in a neuromuscular fashion, that's pretty nice. I'm happy to be part of that. But you don't go put all that porcelain on when you don't have the tongue space. That's my big problem with going and restoring 24 teeth. If the problem is you had reduced tongue space, why don't you reopen the spaces and then give the patient their tongue space back?